here. Oh.
I almost look like the last emperor of my country. No, we can't see it.
You can see?
No, negative.
Uh-oh.
Steven, what are you trying to do with your beard?
I tried to look like the last emperor of my country. Now we can see. Okay, I start the time
now. Okay, student, good afternoon. Church leaders, it is good to see you here today. I really appreciate your presence and punctuality today, class. And we are going together to learn about leadership. But before, I want to remind us, starting by this question, what is leadership? We have already seen what is leadership, but our topic today will be Jesus' model of leadership. So let's start with what is leadership? When we hear the word leadership, what is the first things come in our head? Based in our previous class, what come in our head? Someone have an idea?
Responsibility.
Remember? Sorry?
Responsibility.
Responsibility. Wonderful. Someone else?
Role model.
Sorry?
Role model.
Role model. Thank you. So just a quick review. Remember that we see that leadership, first, before talk about leadership, we have to remember what is a leader. A leader is someone who has followers, influence both with followers and outside that circle. A leadership is influence people to become a follower. So remember that our last class, we see about some characteristic of a leader that we can see here in the screen. And I want to now to focus in our topic today is follow me. Jesus as a leadership model. And what the Bible say about leadership model. And what kind of model we can find in the Bible. And we have Jesus as a model. In the book of Mark chapter 10, you can see in this verse that he talk about, first, talking about Jesus as a leader. We can see that in the whole the Gospels, we can encounter many teaching of Jesus, and many also Jesus model the way he lived with his disciple, the way also he lead his disciple as a model of leadership. We can see that Jesus, he submit his own life to the sacrifice service under the will of God, and he sacrificed his life freely out of service for others. In John, we can see also Jesus come to serve. In Matthew chapter 20, he say also, although he was the Son of God, was thus more powerful than any other leaders in the world. He healed the sick, drove the demons, was recognized as teacher and the Lord, and has the power over wind and the sea and even the death. So we can see here, I am going to point out some points. Jesus' basic motivation was love. So the leader, remember, the leader has to have love. One of the main points is the love. So Jesus was also fully aware of his position as leader before his disciple. So he gave them, okay, as I say, so the first point is the love. The second one, Jesus voluntarily becomes a servant to his disciple. He did not come primarily as their foot washer, so we can see it also in the book of the Mark. But I want to also here to just summarize these 4 points. The first one, Jesus as a servant. From the teaching and example of Jesus, we can learn that being a servant leader in the most general sense, meaning. So first of all, a volunteer servant who submits themselves to the higher purpose, which is being the personal interest or interest of others. A leader who uses the power that is entrusted to them to serve others. A servant who, out of love, serve other need before their own. A teacher who teach their followers in word and deed how to become servant leader themselves. So we have a volunteer, a leader, a servant, and also a teacher. In Mark chapter 10, so we can see one of the characteristics of a leader is a serve. Leadership is a serve. The Jesus model of leadership is a serving in humility. So remember that in Mark, you can see in Mark 10, chapter 14, 45, the disciples, they start to, between them, who will be? So who will be the first? Who will be that? And Jesus called them to himself. He said to them, you know that those who are recognizing as ruler of Gentiles, Lord, it over them, and they great in exercise. Okay, but he said, but it is not so among you, but whoever wish to become greater among you shall be your servant. Here Jesus just say, if you know the secret of a leadership is humility. So the first point, the characteristic of Jesus' model of leadership is a humility. And the second one, we can also find it in the book of Romans. In the book of Romans, he talks about the leadership as a gift. And in the chapter 12, verse 6 until verse 8, we can see Paul, he talks about many kind of gift. The gift of teaching, the gift of many things, but he said also, there are also gifts for the leadership. So here we can see in the Bible, we have a list. That characteristic of a leader is responsible, agents of changing, optimism, commitment, empathy, listening, vision, humility, give, and love. And one thing is interesting. I want you that to keep it in mind, that if you look at all the kind of model of leadership, the secular leadership, we can't find these three last in the list: humility, gift, or love. So we can see in the Bible perspective, and the Bible perspective make most emphasis in humility, gift, and love. So leadership. So the leadership, the biblical leadership focus, the model of Jesus is more focused in humility, gift, and love. And I want to conclude here to say that to do it right, a leader has love for those who he leads, experience pain at the failure of others, expose her soul in a relationship, he stayed true during the difficulty moment, and take risk to show how much he cares. So the leader is really someone who have love, and also who that have humility, and also the leadership. The Jesus leadership is characterized by love, humility, and the gift. And I want you to maybe I'm going to ask you, when it comes to when it comes to talk about leadership, I want to give you, just based in what I said during the lecture, I want to give you 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, to discuss among you. Like humility is something that is it a gift, or is it something that we can learn?
Steven, help us.
I think humility.
Let's maybe just more clear in the leadership, in the model of leadership, humility as a skill of leadership. Is it something that we learn, or it is a gift?
I think it's definitely something that every leader has to learn. For our sinful nature gives actually the tendency directly in the opposites.
Mm-hmm.
I think more definitely something that we have to learn.
So in other words, you mean it's an acquired attribute.
Yeah. How many minutes I have more?
3.
3.
Personally,
Okay.
I would say it's a gift.
It is a gift.
Yes.
Okay. Stephen say also it is something that we can learn, right?
Yeah, it's a gift, but we can also learn.
We can also learn.
Yeah, because I remember the story of King Nebuchadnezzar, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, his experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can say it is both, right? We can give, it is a gift, it also we can learn. All your answers is correct, so thank you. But I want to finish. I want to finish with a little quiz that we are going to do together. What is the leadership? Quickly, what do you think leadership? According to the lecture. Maybe I give you 1 minute to think together. We can do it together. You can do it together. So
was it responsibility?
Yeah, responsibility.
Influence.
Yeah, there are 10 characteristics that you have mentioned. Be a visionary.
Thank you. Okay.
Be passionate about winning.
Okay.
Keep a positive attitude.
Okay.
Build strong relationships. Be composed during tough times. Listen to others. Celebrate progress.
Okay. Okay, let's move. Number 2. What is Jesus' model of leadership?
Love.
Love. Be a servant.
And humility.
Love.
Humility. Thank you. 5 characteristics of a leadership.
Randy mentioned all of them.
No, Randy actually. Okay. 4. Give the Bible text in which leadership is defined as a gift. Do you remember?
That one passed us.
Oh, Roman chapter 12. 5.
Roman chapter 12, verse 5.
Yeah, you are a really good student. Okay, fast. 5. List the 5 biblical characteristics of leadership model.
Servant leadership.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
The 5 characteristics. Is there?
Oh,
Responsible.
yes, yes.
Humility. Gift.
Ah,
Empathy.
Optimism.
Agents of changing.
Okay, you just need 5. Okay,
all right.
so as assignment, I will give you 2 really to, how I can say the word. You have to manage to know this list of characteristics of biblical leadership. So the next time we are going to discuss about one by one. So we will develop all these characteristics to understand what is leadership. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Prof.